put some fucking pants on and go outside and do some shit.
There's nothing to do.
There's nothing to do.
Girl, there is nothing to do.
The Sandhills wants to know what time it is. It's time to get ready for the unlimited social scoop. Introducing Nuthin To Do, the Sandhills Social Scene Podcast, straight from the Share Studios with your host, Dominique.
You know, it's crazy. Like, I try to get myself psyched up for the show, even though I don't think I'm on beat because we're not playing the music right now because we pre-record. But if I am on beat, kudos to me. Hi, guys. It's Dominique, and welcome to episode 10 of Nuthin To Do Podcast. Look, we are moving forward with this thing, and I appreciate you guys so much for all the love and support and joining me on this platform to show everybody what there is to do in and around town and highlight some of the community's people, because we have a lot of great talent here in Fayetteville. And today is no different. It's going to be a packed show. And it's just because like I said, I just want to feature all of you guys. And big up to the Lady Broncos. I probably say that like 5 times this show, but it's okay because, you know, I paid my dues with my degree and I got the Jordans to match. You can't really see. But on this episode, we're going to be talking to a few entrepreneurs and a few that are just mentors around the city that do it just a little bit different. So stay tuned. Big shots out to the Share Studios, Jimmy Keefe. Thank you for letting me use your space. And Cumulus Media. That's Rock 103, Q98, Magic 106.9, and WFNC FM AM. Oops. Because I had to say a big shout out to them because without them, your girl wouldn't have any clothes or food or lights, and I appreciate you. So let's get into this episode. It's Nuthin To Do, episode 10. Hey guys, welcome back to Nuthin To Do, the 10th episode. Now, I know we always talk about a lot of things to do on the outside, as the kids like to say. I think they still say that. I'm not for sure. But since COVID, a lot of times we started doing more intimate things like, you know, having house parties, smaller gatherings. And, you know, even with some of the larger gatherings, this could work as well. But a lot of times we don't talk about the elements that it takes to concoct these little small gatherings or intimate gatherings, however you want to say it. And I think one of the most important elements at any gathering, large or small, is a bar. And so today we are sitting with my friend Braxton of Bubbly By B.
Hello, hello.
So also, I want to shout out, you're from Fayetteville, right? And, you know, Lady Broncos just won their thing. I know you didn't go to Fayetteville State. No, but
one of the best HBCUs in Wynn. Actually, the best HBCU.
Oh, what's that?
It's North Carolina Central University.
We can edit that part out. No. I'm just kidding.
Eagle Pride.
All right. But you went to Westover?
Correct.
Okay. So when you were at Central, what did you go to Central for? What did you have, your plan in your life? What was it?
So I basically wanted to be an OBGYN.
Okay.
I got all the way up to my junior year until I got to microbiology. It was so stressful, my hair started falling out.
No.
So I just switched over to psychology.
Okay.
Which is something that I did partake in it before, but in the meantime, I picked up a skill trade, which is my career as bartending. Basically, it's probably the best decision I ever absolutely made in my life.
Well, bartenders are, what do they call them, low-rate psychiatrists or therapists? I'm pretty sure that you've heard a lot of crazy stories.
You have no idea. You have no idea.
So you picked up bartending, you loved it, and what was it that made you want to pursue your business adventure right now?
Just the fact that I actually kept with it since I was about 12 years now, 12 or 13 years now. I kept up with it and like leading on to like the different jobs that I had, like the dive bars to like the craft bars and all that. It just made me realize it's something that I enjoy doing. I really love doing it. So I just kind of like transitioned it into a career versus just like a hobby. So it was I love it.
Would you say that you're a bartender or a mixologist?
Mixologist.
Okay, and what's the difference?
So mixologist is more, they take their time and like with their craft and take their skills and not just only keep it within themselves. They like expand their skills out to other people and like knowing the difference between Lasarda cherries or maraschino cherries, like knowing that like a lot of people who's just bartenders, which are great people as well, don't get me wrong, won't really know the difference. Like I didn't know for the long time the difference between the cherries, but also I never knew you can dehydrate a lemon or a lime until after becoming a mixologist. So it's not a big difference, it's just knowledge.
Okay. So, what you just said was one of the cherries is lighter, like a bright red, and the other one's a dark one?
Yeah, that is something to bartend.
Yay! Look, okay, so I'm gonna full transparency for anybody, and you can still hire me for your weddings, but please hire him because he do this. If people would come to me and I was working and it was really, really crowded, they'll be like, "Oh, can I get I have never made a liquid marijuana the same twice." So as long as it was the same color, it was all right.
I guess so.
Nobody ever complained.
Drink it.
Right? So, sorry, but it's kind of too late. I already got your tips. Can't sue me. So, living in this nightlife world, doing your own thing, so you decided to venture off. And what is your business exactly?
So it's a traveling mixologist. Okay. So it's Bubbly By B. So basically what I would do is if you was to hire me for a party, I would like figure out details about the party. I would create like 3 to 4 special craft cocktails and mocktails as far as people who doesn't drink there. And I was designing it just to be for that party.
Okay.
Or that event or whatever you have going on. So it's something to make you feel more special. And then it's also something that is not out there on the menu anywhere else.
Okay.
It's always going to be something that is made up just for you by me. So Bubbly By B.
Okay. All right. So like if you had to make a Dominique drink, what would it be?
Yours? That's going to be gin based. Definitely going to be gin based. Off the top of the rip, I would want to say I would do gin. Lemon juice, of course, goes great with gin. Herb-wise, I would give you a little minty.
Yes, serving mint.
Minty. And fresh grapefruit, which is pretty good. But then I want to add something different. It's just something different that I would have to come up with to make it more about you.
All right.
Some glitter.
Oh, yes. So you have until Thursday. But moving forward. So how long have you been in business?
With this is going to be a year in July.
Okay.
So how many months is that now? About 8?
I don't count.
Okay, yeah.
I got Douglas Bird math. You do the whole Westover thing. So yeah, my shoes aren't off, so I can't count that high. But so like, what is your 2 to 5 year goal? Do you see it being?
Yes, I do. I want to say thanks for all the supporters so far who have been supporting me, and thank you for having me on here too.
Of course, I appreciate it.
But yes, in 2 to 3 years, I really hope and plan that it's picking up more to where I actually have my own mobile truck.
Okay.
To where I don't have to keep packing stuff inside of my car and take on to you. I can just hop into my, I guess it would be kind of like a food truck thing.
Okay.
I can just hop into my truck and just go. And just meet you guys wherever you need to be. Hopefully the liquor laws will change right there.
Yeah. Come on, happy hour.
So, but usually that's not much of a problem, especially I get the permit if it's a venue and if the place have liquor license, I don't have to worry about like doing all the extra curricular activities for that. But so far so good. I love it.
Okay. So we talked about you bartending previously for other bars. Are you bartending now? I know the answer to it, but go ahead.
Yes, I'm at Paddy's Irish Pub, which is actually one of the best bars that we have here in North Carolina. To be honest, I learned a lot from Paddy's for my mixology and my business. They are the ones who taught me almost 75% of the stuff I know.
Because you were there pre the cocktail switch.
Yes. No, actually, no. I got there right when they started the cocktail switch. I got there 2 years ago.
Okay.
And I think they just started doing it at that time.
So explain to the listeners who probably don't know exactly what we're talking about with the cocktail switch, what the difference is.
So prior to, I guess it was like right after COVID or during COVID, so they was having just, they would have just regular basic cocktails. Now we have the craft cocktails where you have your herbs, you have your signature signature syrups, your fresh squeezed juices, your spirits, and all types of different things to combine to make one particular great cocktail. A lot of restaurants and bars around here don't do that at all. So that's what makes us special.
Okay.
Is the craft cocktails that we have.
And I know our producer Brian drinks something with like a jalapeno syrup.
So he does 21 C's jalapeno and soda water. I kind of sometimes make it into a ranch water where I add the lime juice and tahini.
Oh,
pretty good.
Okay.
But 21 C's jalapeno cucumber is one of the best tequilas that I personally think.
I like 21 C's. I like the hibiscus, hibiscus grapefruit, and then the orange.
Yes, the orange is really good.
In my older years, I'm finding myself to drink more clearer drinks and to stick towards those craft cocktails because they are made with fresh ingredients.
Yes.
But before, when I was at ECU, you could have just gave me a bar mat shot, which is all the juice that's on the bar mat that acquires over the night into a shot glass, and I wouldn't even care.
Well, first of all, you say ECU, so that makes a lot of sense. I mean, you probably could have found a freaking airplane bottle with all types of concoctions in it. Like, oh, well,
This looks fun.
do it.
Thanks, big homie. Yeah, absolutely. So, working at Paddy's, you guys throw this really huge banger for St. Patrick's Day, of course, because it is an Irish bar.
Yes.
What you guys got coming up?
Oh, so far we're gonna pretty much have we're gonna have tents outside. We're gonna have the bear cage outside. We're gonna have a big party. But the special part about it is it's on a Sunday.
Yes, and you guys are normally open on Sundays.
Yeah, we normally open on Sundays, so it's gonna be very wild. We have DJ Rex coming up there. We have these great stone dogs.
Okay, I love them.
They're amazing.
I really want Sarah, if you're watching, please come on the show. I love them. Those girls are so
They are
awesome.
amazing. I love their voices. We're gonna have them. Actually, we're gonna have Paddy and Bill playing.
Okay.
They have a lot of more series of events going on that day. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they're having a comedy show as well. They're gonna have Paddy and Bill playing. I think the Stone Dogs are gonna play as well. They have DJ Rex, who's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And also they're gonna have the outside tents and stuff, which are gonna have like fun games and different types of cocktails and beers out there. So it's gonna be pretty fun.
And so what I hear you saying is that we need Paddy to write an excuse absence note for our jobs on Monday?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
We should just handle that at the beginning.
I think so.
Like, that'd be great.
Pepper, get on that. So tell the people where they can find you. Let's talk about your business first. Let's tell the people where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on Facebook at Bubbly By B. That is all that I have right now. I'm working on getting a website.
Okay.
The only thing is start from the bottom.
Absolutely.
You don't really know where to start, so you're trying to figure out who to talk to, where to go, what to do. Like, that's the only thing is, but so far it's been working out in my favor.
Good.
So it's so great. But so far, Facebook, Bubbly By B, and I will put every detail and anything you guys need to know on there.
Okay. And I know you guys have a newsletter, but if people want to see more of you than what's in the newsletter with your craft cocktail every month, what days, or is there a website on Paddy's, or where can they find you? Just at the bar?
Just at the bar. You can find me at the bar, or you can find me on Facebook. And I'm very friendly. Don't be scared to write me. So you can find me anywhere between Paddy's and Facebook. So that's the best option, honestly.
Yes, I mean, because I feel like I've met your whole family at Paddy's except for your mom.
Yeah, you would never do that. I wouldn't dare bring her there.
Why?
She is
A lady of the call?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, enough said.
Christian women who wear skirts down to her ankles.
Oh, okay. So kind of like those jean skirts that I used to have to wear at church, or with my New Balances. Ooh, we ain't going back there anytime soon. Well, I really want to thank you for coming on the show. And guys, if you are out and about St. Patrick's, it's a weekend thing. Go to Paddy's, have fun. Check out Braxton. And if you have a wedding or anything, or any type of event where you need a mobile bartender, check them out.
Absolutely. And also, if you're also looking for a house or anything, my sister has her own real estate company, which is the Realty One Main Liberty.
Okay.
It's her. So look her out. She also does commercial, and she is in sight of becoming a bondsman.
Oh, and we like our buns, people.
Especially if you're getting drunk and having too much to drink at Paddy's and leaving, you happen to have that issue, you need a bartender, contact her. Contact me for the info.
Don't have that issue.
Don't
have that issue. But if you find yourself in a bind, find you a bond. I'm gonna trademark that, but we'll put your sister's information on that. And I really love how you just plugged your family, because I believe in community over competition, and family is a big part of community.
That is my biggest supporters.
Oh.
They are my biggest supporters,
and they all look alike. All right, guys. All right, guys, welcome back to the 10th episode of Nothing to Do with your host, me, Dominique. Yay. So I speak a lot about community. I'm going to beat it into you guys' heads until you all realize that it's not about competition. So in the community, you have to create safe spaces. And one of those safe spaces I see for a lot of performers and artists is a nice open mic where you can get a nice little beer, loosen up, let your hair down, and practice your material. And for what you might not know, we actually have one of the dopest, I know, I'm always biased with the people that I bring on, one of the dopest open mics on Ramsey Street at Heckler's. And we've got two of the gentlemen callers from there. Hey, boys.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi. So, introduce yourself, where you're from.
Yeah, my name is DeMarcus Gray.
Okay.
I'm a military brat, so I moved around a lot. Can't claim anywhere, but I've been to Fayetteville.
Can't claim anywhere.
Can't really claim anywhere. I guess I'd have to claim Fayetteville at this point. I've lived here for many years.
Okay.
I'm Slim the comedian. You know what I mean? I'm from Huntsville, Alabama. You know what I mean?
You're from Alabama.
Roll Tide, Roll Tide.
Brian, don't kick him out. So,
Oh, that sound like hate.
I mean, Brian's a Clemson man.
Clemson man.
So,
I'm a Clemson man.
So talking about what you guys do around town, I mean, even if you're not originally from here, we do appreciate you creating that space for the community of Fayetteville. So Heckler's is where you guys have open mics. I know you guys do your individual things. Like, what's your art form?
Comedy.
Comedy? You already said comedian.
Yeah.
So what made you want to create a space for comedians and other artistic people to come and talk and do their thing?
I like how you like made sure not to say autistic.
Sometimes
We
it's
allow,
hard.
but we want autistic people to come too. No, we on some real. We actually did it because Fayetteville is far from a lot of different places like Raleigh, Charlotte, big kind of comedy type venues, and we've got places like Paddy's and stuff like that. But we wanted to create another environment on another day of the week where you can come in on a non-serious tip and work through your craft.
Okay.
Right? It's another venue for you to practice the craft of comedy, because comedy really at the end of the day is about experience and reps. And yeah, you got to be funny, but if you don't get those reps, then you're not going to necessarily understand like the formula.
Okay.
So that's just like a little kind of tidbit.
Nah, I think you cover everything, man. It's just another opportunity, like you said, to get the reps in, just constantly working at your craft and not having to do that hour and a half, 2 hour drive. Sometimes maybe even 3. You can just go maybe 15 minutes away from the house. Do
I don't even like driving to Rayford.
Yeah. It can get a little hectic, you know what I mean?
So you guys keep saying the practice and perfecting your craft. I'm guessing, Slim, you didn't come to to Fayetteville from Alabama just to do comedy. So how long have you been in the comedy field?
Surprisingly, I just hit my year mark of February 13th. You know what I mean?
Okay. What got you started?
I've always wanted to do comedy.
So you were that bad kid in the class?
Definitely. Yeah, I always thought I was pretty funny, and an opportunity had presented itself where I can get on stage at an open mic, and it went fairly well. And ever since then, man, I really developed like a love for it. You know what I mean? For sure.
What about you?
It's funny when you bring up that the question of like how long someone did, and that's like the typical question even for comedians. You know what I'm saying, in the space, because they'll ask. We was up in Charlotte the other day and we went to the Comedy Zone. You know what I'm saying? We mingled with some of the comedians that were on stage, did a great job. And they're like, yo, I said, you know, one day I'd like to get on this stage. And he's like, oh, word, how long you been doing it for? And I was like, well, coming up on like 2 years or whatever. It's like, oh, word. Well, here's my card. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but like, so yeah, I've only been doing this for about 1.5 years, approaching 2. I got out of the military last year, and you know, after getting out, I wanted to branch into like my artistic side. You know what I'm saying? And my autistic side. So,
I mean, it's an outlet.
You know, and so like I grew up doing art and stuff like that, and I've always, you know, people have always told me I'm funny, whatever. A lot of folks associate comedy with like some of the traumas and stuff that you've been through, so that's probably part of it as well. But at the end of the day, it's nothing like getting on stage and like spewing some shit and making people laugh, right? So that's really, you know, why I do it. Yeah.
So you said you were doing your art thing. Like, what other arts are you into?
So I started off like, you know, drawing and stuff like that. I like doing sketches and stuff like that. I haven't really been practicing that, but specifically myself, how me and Slim met was like, we met at a comedy spot, and then, you know, we started like trying to go back and forth on some skits. So we do skits now, like on the visual arts type side, where it's like on the video editing side. And I'm still new to it. I use Clipchamp. I don't use like the Adobe stuff. I need to get there. But, you know, we use that, and we kind of awesome Dave Chappelle, Key and Peele type of vibes, you know, just create funny scenarios to just put out there, you know. And it's kind of a way to practice comedy without having to stand on the stage. Because again, right, limited opportunities here, a lot of travel. I have kids. So half the time I'm not going to be able to travel as much, you know, so it's kind of like one of those things. Yeah. That's my art though. That's our art, like comedy, making folks laugh.
If only I knew an editor. Hey, producer Brian. So when people come to your open mic, which let us all know like what days you're doing your open mic thing, so they can come visit yours specifically.
Yes. So our open mic, which camera am I looking at?
That one, the straight one.
This one.
Well, either way, you're cockeyed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do comedy every other Friday at Heckler Brewing Company. Okay, they got food, beer, and on Friday nights, starting at 9:30. If you want to come try it out, you can sign up at 9 o'clock. And then just get up and go. That's really what it is. If you show up, you will go up. Some places it's kind of like a raffle, and you're not sure, you know. That you will have an opportunity, and if you know, the more comedians, then we'll have like a real strict timeline. You have 5 minutes tops. If it's less people, then we'll let you go. You know, do your thing. And if it's funny, it's funny. Sometimes the room can be a little bit, you know what I'm saying, like it's not as full, and you got mostly comics. You know what I'm saying, which is natural in this game. But that provides you an opportunity to really practice your craft on some new stuff. But then on the other end, we have, you know, when you have a nice little crowd, then you will resort to some of your, you know, more tried and tested stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's a nice, relaxing venue where, you know, as a patron, you just show up, eat some food, drink some drinks, and laugh.
What you laughing about?
Man, I'm just over here in my own damn world.
Why is he talking like that?
I'm over here in my own damn
No, you don't normally talk like that? Is this a mask that you're putting on?
Nah. See, this is actually part of my my comedic persona that I'm developing. You know what I'm saying? I have what I call an identity crisis.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because my mom's white and my dad's black. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I got both ends of the spectrum as far as like, you know, some super white activities, whatever you want to call it. But I used to get shit growing up about, you know, because my dad wasn't around a lot because he was in the Army. And so I would mostly identify with my white side. So I would get shit from motherfuckers like Slim. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you talking like that? You sound super Caucasian. I got jumped in the locker room one time, actually, for not being black enough. I earned my colors that day.
Black and blue.
You know, the black, you know, all that, you know what I'm saying? But I prevailed. You know, And
he
so
did it again. It just happens naturally. It's crazy.
Yeah, no,
That's why I was like, man, I'm gonna leave it alone. But since he addressed it,
if I throw my head up, I just know my people got
We got you. I mean,
Yeah,
even though it might be a little racially ambiguous, don't worry. I am black and black as hell.
I'm glad you specified that.
I mean, we do have the same curl pattern.
No, for sure.
So, Slim, do you have a persona that you typically go, or are you just country all the way?
Well, I guess. I'm happy you said that, baby. The thing is, man, it's a little bit like feeding on like my everyday life and just like sometimes like the thoughts that I have. You know what I mean? So it's just a mix between everything. You know what I mean? I'm trying to develop my voice, and I want my voice to kind of be unique to who I am. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it's gonna be country damn near the whole way through. But
They're like, coming to the stage, neck bone.
oh yeah, coming to the stage. Yeah, the pig feet eating that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I was waiting, like, you know how like most black folks, like we got like a white voice that we put on,
Customer service
obviously,
voice.
right? You know what I'm saying? Like I seen this nigga go to a job interview, and it was the same fucking voice. I said, you are not getting hired, Slim. You need to work on that shit.
Hey,
So, being that you create a space for the community to come in every other Friday at Heckler's, I'm pretty sure that there are some new comedians that look up to you guys and kind of like latch onto you as a mentor. What would you say to them or someone else who's thinking about getting into comedy, but they're too afraid to do it?
do it. Just go out there and do it. You know what I mean? It's one thing, and also like be ready to like start with like respecting how hard it is. Cause it's one thing to be the drunk person at the barbecue, everybody laughing at, you know what I mean? Opposed to going up on stage and actually doing it with a purpose. You know what I mean? It's not as easy as people think, even though, you know what I mean? I know I make it look fairly easy myself. You know what I mean? It's pretty difficult though. You know what I mean? Just get ready for the blinks, if you will. You know what I mean? And I went through that. I've told a few jokes where it got hot on the stage and people just were staring. I was like, oh. Just, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just get ready for that trial and error. It's all good. For sure.
I agree. I'll back that statement up and follow it up with. So when I was in the military for a little bit, I did something basically like it's kind of like marketing, if you will, and they have what is called like a target audience, right? And so that being said, comedy, you have to attune your comedy to a specific target audience. If you do your homework for a specific town and know how they kind of think, you're gonna probably do well. If you don't, you're probably not gonna do so well. And I learned the hard way, even knowing that. So for the new comics coming in, you know, and I'm at the 1.5 year mark. I'm sure some folks that have been doing it for a minute, they will say like, you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? I would just say like, one, really study the craft, because you can be funny until you're blue in the face. But if you don't know the formula, then you're gonna have a hard time. That's number one. Number two, and that's just there's books. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to waste time or whatever. But like, that's number one. And then the other part is, just you know, do a little bit of homework as far as like where you're at. Obviously, we like to consider ourselves vanguards of free speech. You know, we want to get on stage and say how we feel and say the things that we want to say. But you can do that, but there's a specific way about going about it. You have to be very tailored and respectful. Sometimes you don't want to be respectful though, because then it's a weird game that we live in.
And again, I know people that heard this old saying, sometimes it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. Like you can say something right in one place and you get like a crazy response. If you just barely tweak it at the next place, that's where you'll get the blinks and everything. Yeah, like, oh, I didn't like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's again, that trial and error, and don't worry about it, man. That won't be your last time feeling.
And when he says crazy, like that's good. For sure.
So
Crazy response.
do you guys have like other shows other than open mics that you perform at?
Yes.
And do you have any coming up?
Yes. I actually, on the 15th of March, I'm going to be at in Raleigh at the Vault.
Okay.
I will be participating in a roast battle. You know what I mean? What is it? I think the 16th of April, I'll be in Wilmington doing my first 20-minute show. There's a couple other things and stuff that I just can't really like.
Boss up.
Yep.
That's fine. You can just send me your schedule like I've been asking for since January.
It just started rolling up.
I feel like since January.
Yeah, it just started picking up. I woke up this morning and got one of them joints.
Right before we walked in, matter of fact.
So where can they find you?
So let's just put it this way. I'm trying to I'm really focusing on the experiment and the experience side of the house. So like last year I was really focused on like the producer side, which took away from like the comedy thing. We were doing shows at like Patois and Island Flavor and stuff like that. But I found that it took away from me developing myself as a comedian. So this year I'm focused on hitting open mics, you know, back to back to back. And then I've also started trying to get involved with some of these, they have like some of these, like there's a competition going on and I want to say Greensboro that I'm going to take part in May. And there's also a competition here in Fayetteville that Ace Brown is putting on. Shout out to Ace Brown. And
We love Ace and his mama. They came on the show.
They're putting on a competition, funniest in Fayetteville. So I'm gonna take part in that. And I'm, you know, not on some cocky thing like I think I'm the funniest guy in the world. I just want to get out there, show myself, show my face, do my thing, and then get some experience. If I win, I win. If I don't, I still earn something from it. So that's where I'm gonna be at. And then a lot of the shows and stuff that you'll find guys and gals getting on is it's really about like. You really gotta reach out. You'll find that like another thing for the new comedians coming in this game. Once you feel you're ready, then that's when you will start reaching out to folks, producers and the like, and you'll get those connections from other comedians. You'll be like, hey, you're funny. You should reach out to so-and-so. And then, you know, you'll be able to get on shows. So I'm gonna seek to reach out to some more folks, but personally, I just want to work on like the experience.
Finding that voice.
Part, you know what I'm saying? Finding that voice.
Okay.
If they say it takes 8 to 10 years and I'm at 2, let me just go hard on the experience part real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody's all of a sudden is like, hey man, you a funny motherfucker, man. I need you on this shit. Then I'll take it. Yeah.
I would like to answer her question.
Oh, I didn't answer the question.
You can find me at Scuba Gooding Jr.
I like how you did that.
Instagram.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Yeah, Scuba Gooding Jr.
Oh, okay.
On Instagram, Slim Comedian on all platforms, you know what I mean? And you know, we out here on the grind like bad breaks, man. That's my whole little situation. So,
You can find me at Gray Zone Comedy. GRAY Zone Comedy.
Is that because you're African?
Because my last name's Gray.
Oh, okay.
And
cool.
because I'm
okay, got it.
that too.
African, that's funny.
Yeah. But it was like this is like it's for the people. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like we had created like a little crew and shit like that. So we do the skits.
Okay.
And like whoever come up on here, it could be like a thing. You know what I'm saying? Gray Zone Comedy. Oh, y'all heard of Gray Zone Comedy? They got some funny ass skits over there. And then maybe one day it could blow up and be like, I remember seeing dude on there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this. I think it's dope because I've been around the comedy scene for the last 6 months, a lot more than I normally would have been. But I do hear of this term gatekeeping a lot whenever it comes to people that are trying to progress and move forward in their craft. And you two just dropped a lot of knowledge for those who are trying to get into that. So I appreciate it because, again, it's community over competition. So you guys like to do skits. You got 15 seconds to create one for someone to tell or go to your open mic. Go.
Hey man, you might as well give it a shot. Your life ain't been shit since.
You sitting on your couch. You ain't doing this shit.
Yeah, you sitting at home. Nobody fucking likes you. You have no gas in your tank. Come on down.
Nah, matter of fact, fuck that. Don't come.
Yeah.
Don't come.
Yeah, do yourself.
We don't want. Nah, y'all. Just don't even show up. Fuck it.
Yeah.
as soon as Brian's done crying over there, look, come out to Heckler's Brewing Company and you can come hang out with these two fools. I really appreciate you guys coming on the show.
Appreciate you.
It's Dominique for the Nuthin To Do Podcast, episode 10. Don't come out. All right, so it's been a very interesting 10th episode of the Nuthin To Do podcast. And keeping with the theme for the last few weeks, we're going to talk about our people who do. And with it being Women's History Month, I am actually really lucky to have my person here in the studio with me. Instead of me reading about them, I can talk to them. This is Miss Stephanie with Dancing Without Sin Fitness. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Okay, and we're high key matching today because mine is because of the ladies Broncos, how they won their 5th CIAA tournament.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And mine is because my students are the boss of me and they tell me what colors to wear to class every day.
Yes. So here we are matching, but we had a lot of blue in the studio today.
Yeah, I saw them.
Blue.
Yeah.
And they say like if you have people of the same race wearing the same colors on the corner, they can be arrested for gang activities. I guess
well,
it's a good community gang activity today. Doing the better.
Community gang, I like
Absolutely.
it.
So tell us a little bit about you. It's hard to talk about yourself, I know.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Tell us how great you are.
See, you should have added that in there. Well, I'm Stephanie Brown Kegler. I am the founder and CEO of Dancing Without Sin Fitness. That was established in July of 2015. Mm-hmm. And it was established when I was sitting alone, sad, crying, busted, divorced, and everything else. And the Lord threw literally Dance Without Sin in my lap. And he told me to help his people. So that's how the business actually arrived. I was already a fitness instructor, but the Dance Without Sin was to reach other groups of folks. One group being our church and Christians, because they do so many great, wonderful things, but forget to do things for themselves. And God said we must be healthy and whole, because if we're sick and weary, we can't build this kingdom.
And you know what's so great? I was sitting here thinking while I was listening to you. Now, I believe in community, and part of our community, especially in our Black communities, to be honest, a lot of our day-to-day is built upon faith. Now, I may not act like it every day, but how to say the Lord knows my heart, right?
He knows. Woo.
The fact that you're creating a space for people of faith to go and do fitness and dancing. What are the things you offer?
We actually do chair. It's called Lit Chair Fit. Dance Without Sin Lit Chair Fit. We do resistance bands. I have my own resistance bands. They're adjustable. So depending on as you get stronger, you can loosen it up. I mean, make it tighter and tighter. We also do a lot of toning with like hand weights and stuff like that. Because I tell everybody, if you don't want to lift heavy weights, you don't have to. Just do some light hand weights to kind of tone, because I do gear towards the older community, kind of like my age, maybe a little bit younger, older. I have a lady all the way up to age 82. Can't nobody do nothing with her. And the thing is, people say, well, Dance Without Sin, what is that? What is that? We're not smoking, we're not drinking, we're not being mean to each other. So it really doesn't matter what kind of music you have. It's just getting in there, moving your bodies, and having a great time. But for the churches, I do gear towards them, which I do give them an all gospel playlist. So the pastors can kind of pump it up a little bit.
Now, what we previously talked off camera, you did go to Penn Force.
Woo woo, children pray.
Like I said, we ain't got no beef. I said about we ain't got no beef with Penn Force. So yeah, you. But what made you feel that there needed to be a space created for this community in our community?
In our community, I've always been in the church, a part of a church, no matter what church I'm at. And I did notice sometimes a lot of our saints, you'll say, well, how you doing? Well, this right here is acting up and this medication has this side effect on me. You hear those things. And I realize sometimes it's just knowing but not knowing. Like, okay, I need to do this. I need to eat healthy. I need to do this. But really knowing the effects that eating healthy and moving can do for you to where you won't complain about those aches and pains or be able to come off some of those medications. So I notice a lot of that in the churches.
Because me and producer Brian, when we stand up sometimes, we feel it. I got Arthur in my elbow right now, and he's popping his arm.
Oh my gosh, Arthur!
Yeah, my great grandmother made me. I quote her so much. She's like, Arthur acting up. And
oh my God!
Until my 20s to figure out that this woman was talking about Arthur.
I love it, Arthur.
So when I talk
wow.
to my mom, I'm like, Mom, you having those ibuprofen? Arthur acting up. Ooh, it's about to rain.
Oh shit! I feel it. I feel it in my foot.
Yes, absolutely. So a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're not country." I'm like, I understand that Fayetteville is a special type of country, but we are country.
Yeah, we're absolutely we're still country. And speaking of Arthur, I was telling someone at a birthday Saturday, and I said, it's such a blessing because I literally jump out the bed, no aches or pains. No, nothing. I turned 54 Saturday.
I know.
Thank you. I literally feel nothing. So I know what the movement does. My mother, she'll be 80 in December. She moves because she'll watch me. She'll pull up my YouTube and stuff like that. And she says how it makes a difference with her. She had a hip replacement and everything, and she's doing great.
So if people wanted to find you, you just said your YouTube, your Instagrams, where can they find you?
Yeah, so Facebook is Dancing Without Sin Fitness and also YouTube. But IG is Dancing Without Sin. And then if you want a good laugh or some entertainment, TikTok is Dancing Without Sin. And I do go live on TikTok for my workouts. And there, we got folks all over now that are moving. Okay. So.
And it sounds like it's an all-inclusive type workout.
It is total mixture.
When I used to cheer, whenever they were tumbling and stuff, I'd have to hit my little pose and pretend like I was just there with them and pop back up.
Right.
So people don't have to do that with you. You cater to everyone.
Absolutely. I mean, everyone there definitely at different levels, fitness levels, different ages, different sizes. When we talk about the size, I tell them, throw that scale in the trash. You can weigh yourself once or twice a month, but my students now realizing the inches, and they're realizing the heart, and they're realizing their health. I have a dude, I'm pretty sure you've seen him, Mr. Make It Sexy, my brother is his name. And, when your doctors start telling you how well you're doing and taking you off medications and stuff, then that gives you the incentive to keep moving. And when you see those inches come off and everything like that. But yeah, so I still have folks in class, several, I would say, probably 40% of the class is modifying.
Okay.
They're modifying what we're doing.
Now, you always have a light, but there's a different passion in your eyes when you're talking about your business. So what is it that draws that twinkle in your eye when you're talking about Dancing Without Sin Fitness?
I'm a helper.
Okay.
So I know, and I'm a server also. And I like to make people happy. And they're so happy. And I know I'm helping them. And I'm serving them by showing up. There are days when I leave my job, I don't want to teach. I don't feel like teaching. And when I walk in, I feel like teaching. Hey, Steph, they're smiling, they're waiting. This is that 45 minutes to an hour that they're not thinking about anything else that's going on. So by the third song, I'm feeling just like I feel right now. So all my woes and worries are gone. And I tell my students, you guys don't realize what you do for me. Also, they do so much for me because I'm human. Because Lord, everybody think I don't go through nothing. But I'm human and they do so much for me. So yeah, it's definitely the helper inside of me.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
So you have an event coming up soon.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
Tell us about it.
So this is Expressions of Vibes. And what this is, there are several TikTokers coming from all over. Some of them already gotten their plane tickets, booked their hotel rooms. It will be dancing, some acting, spoken word. We're actually using a spoken word artist from here in Fayetteville, Law. And
Law.
yes, I was linked up with Law, so he's gonna do a piece. And let's see, singing, actual singing. I mean, they are very creative. So when you see people on TikTok, you know, it ain't all like what I'm doing, like the lip singing and acting and stuff. These folks are really, really talented. And so Caesar Styles, who's in Raleigh, I duet a lot of his videos. He's a great male dancer. And he knew that Mr. Animated, which is out of Savannah, Georgia, this is his event, was looking for a place to have a showcase for the second year. So he linked us together. We started talking, and I was like, yeah, I would help. And he was like, okay, so what's your fee as a promoter? And I said, nothing. The fact that you guys are bringing something to Fayetteville, I said, I put on for my city.
Put on. And people
I love my city.
It's not a bad place.
It is, our city's the bomb. It's what you make it. So anything we can bring to our city to get people an avenue to come out, even the teenagers can come to this, bring your teenagers to it. I'm all for it. So he's like, well, how much to use your spot for your movement center for the meet and greet? Nothing. I said, y'all just help me clean before I leave because I have another event that's renting out the very next day. So, yeah, that's what it's all about. They just link me up through TikTok. They, you know, see my TikToks and stuff like that. So.
And it's going to be on the meet and greets on the 22nd.
Yeah, 22nd. The actual event is on March 23rd. That Saturday. Tickets are available. Get your tickets because they are going up probably the end of this week. Okay. And it'll be with John D. Fuller Rec Center, and it will start at 7 p.m. We're still taking vendors. There's still some vendor slots available. Vendors, great spot for you to set up.
Cool.
Yeah.
So after this, what's next?
Next, it's going to be a whole bunch of events in between because I'm trying to do a Mother's Day, Princess Day, where their daughters can dress up as princesses and come take a picture with Princess Tiana.
Oh, my favorite.
At my center. So I'm trying to put that together. It's just so many events, but my biggest event and dearest to my heart is my annual health and fitness cancer awareness event, and I'm still looking for a charity.
Okay.
So drop some charities to me. I would like them to be kind of local, small charities to give the money to. I don't make any money off the event. Everything raised goes to them. Okay. Taking vendors also for that event, and there will be instructors coming from out of state, different places that will come and put on and donate their time for the cause. So that is the second Saturday in September 14th. It will be from 1 to 3, and that will be at Cliffdale Rec Center.
Okay. And so we definitely have to get you on before that's
awesome.
She's like a ball of energy. This in person. So if people wanted to find you, you gave us your socials.
Yes.
But are there any other projects that you're involved in around City?
I know.
Especially when I see you like. Purple is your color?
Purple, and then the slash of yellow. Let me tell you about how the yellow came in. Yellow is the move people. So everybody waits for me to yell, move people. All right. So they know I'm going to do that at the end of everything. So during COVID, we couldn't meet up to work out. And I was like, Lord, I started praying. He said, you just going to get on the screen. We would have all these blocks on the screen, and I would be in my living room, and I was teaching. I taught free for about 8 months. The whole time through COVID. And I would yell at them, I don't care if you're in your living room, move people. We're going to move no matter where we are. And I made these yellow t-shirts that have hashtag move people. That's where the yellow came from.
Okay.
Main color purple, but that's where the yellow came from. Yeah.
So like I said, every time I see you, it's energy, it's smiles, it's purple.
Yeah. Yes.
But American phones, we're made for everything.
Oh my goodness. Yellow will look amazing on you too. Purple and yellow.
So I make it a move people, but only for when I'm driving.
Yeah.
I'm driving. And I'm like, Miss Stephanie said,
move people.
So we're gonna do. I do appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you.
Like ever since I met you the first time, you've just been a shining light.
Thank you.
So it's awesome how today worked out because you got to be my people who do, because I do like to celebrate the people who makes the community that we grew up in a better place. So there is a lot to do, even though people say there's nothing.
There is, and it's a lot of talent in Fayetteville. It really is.
Wish that we would pull from that talent pool a little bit more so that people don't have to travel.
Absolutely.
And
I'm not going to stop.
Like
we're going to keep pulling.
this is why I created this platform to show the people of the city that I appreciate them.
Absolutely.
And so we appreciate you, our people who do.
Thank you.
Everybody has a mantra or a saying that they repeat to themselves. Do you have something that you want to share with women that just saw your face, just connected with you? Because I know you automatically connect with her, right? It just happens. Something that can keep them going on a daily basis.
Yes. Okay, so the goal is not to be a runway model, but to be able to run down the runway.
Well, let me tell you, I'm a do both. Thank you, Ms. Stephanie, for coming.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
And coming up, guys, you know what's going to happen. Our producer, Brian, is going to show you all the things to do in a Nuthin To Do city. Sending out my shout outs to Cumulus, Rock 103, Magic 106.9, Q98, 640 AM, and Jimmy, Brian, thank you guys for letting me come and steal all of your candy out of the shared studio. It's your girl, Dominique. It's episode 10, guys. Can you believe it? Till next time. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Nuthin To Do weekly podcast, recorded at the Share Studios in Fayetteville, North Carolina, with your host, Dominique. And make sure to tune in next week because it's only going to get better.